So we started a concept called memory management, and most probably today will be the last session on memory management. So let us just have a quick review what we covered till now. The first point we covered in memory management is nothing but memory allocation. How memory allocation happens in other programming languages, and how memory allocation happens in Python. So we've seen that in other languages we have two types of memory allocation. One is called a static memory allocation. The other one is called dynamic memory allocation. Okay, so we have static memory allocation and dynamic memory allocation. So we've seen the advantages and disadvantages of static memory allocation as well as about dynamic memory allocation. Okay, and finally we learned that Python only supports dynamic memory allocation, and whenever you allocates memory, it will always allocate it dynamically. And we also learned about something called garbage collector, which is responsible for deleting of your memory because you're only responsible for allocation of the memory. The Python will automatically take care of deleting of the memory with the help of garbage collector. The second point we have talked about is statically typed language versus dynamically typed language. Here, it's not about static memory allocation versus dynamic memory allocation. It is about the data type now. Okay. So while allocating a memory, we don't require a data type in Python. Other languages must declare a data type, means a variable must have a data type and must be declared. But in dynamically typed language, as we know, like Java, JavaScript, Ruby, Python, they are dynamically typed language because the data types of the variable will not be required, okay, to declare it. It will be done at the runtime. So that is what we discussed about statically typed versus dynamically typed language. Next, we talked about like C++ and Java has variable, but Python has names. They don't have variable concept actually. So actually, when we create any variable, it gives you the memory space so that it can hold the value for that variable. So whenever we say int a, then what happens? A memory block will be located at compile time, and it gives a variable name called a, and it has a value and the address. So if I ask you what is a here, you will call a is a variable. Okay, but Python does not have a variable concept because when you say a is equal to 10, if I ask you what is a, you will tell that a is a reference pointing to an integer object. Okay, because what it gets created is an integer object. Okay, in heap, and in stack, what it gets created is a reference. So it's a reference means a name to that object, and it can refer to any object actually. This is our third point we covered. And finally, fourth point, we talked about memory creation, how the memory gets created. Like we learned that when we say int a is equal to 10 and in b is equal to 10, then we learn that two different blocks gets created. Okay, when we say int a is equal to 10, 2 bytes or 4 bytes of memory gets allocated for it. And when I say int b is equal to 10, then another a byte gets created. Okay, of 2 or 4 bytes gets created. Even though the values are same, two different blocks gets created. If it is statically allocated, then it gets created in stack. If it is dynamically allocated, it gets created in heap, and the reference will be created, or the variable or pointer actually. In Python, we don't call it as, sorry, in C, we don't call it as reference, we call it as pointer. So pointer gets created in the stack and it will be referring in the heap. Okay, and this is how the memory management in C language. We've seen in Python the way the memory gets created in Python. We've seen that when you create a is equal to 10, an object gets created in heap and the reference gets created in the stack. And when I say b is equal to 10, so Python always checks that do you already have an object called 10 in heap. Okay, so if the object is available in the heap, it will not create another object. So that's why I told you that in heap you can have only one object of the same value. You cannot have two objects with a value called 10. Always it will check, do we have an object with a value called 10? Yes, we have an object with a value called 10. Then it simply create a reference called b, and the b will be referring to that object. Now, next time when I say C is equal to 11, then what happened is the C is actually, okay, it will check, do we have an object called 11? So 11 object does not exist. So it will create a new object called 11 here, and C will be referring to that new object called 11. Again, if I say D is equal to 10, then 10 is already available, so it will not create a new object. Simply D will be referring to this particular object. Now we created four references in the stack, but only two objects got created. Even though we have four references now, only two objects got created. Okay, the 10 and the 11. Because 10 we have used for three times, but only one object gets created. That saves the memory. So that's what we learn about, like proper memory utilization, because heap, they realize that you may have multiple objects with the same value in the heap, and that will waste a lot of memory, as we've seen one real-time scenario. So that's why Python has decided that they will not have multiple objects with the same value. Okay, so this is what we covered. Let me just check with the questions here. And Shikawat says, in this case, the garbage collector takes the first A and D. No, the garbage collector will never, none of the object is eligible for garbage collection, Shikawat. None of the object. See, it will not delete the references. Stack will not be deleted by garbage collector. Stack will automatically delete it when the program completes. But the heap memory, as you allocated, uh, means as you have allocated dynamically, it will be deleted by the things. So it will not change any references also, Ubul. Okay, sorry, Shikawat, that both of the object do exist because all of them are referring. It does not affect. Yes, okay, that's true. Got my point, Shikawat? Okay. And Ubul says in C language, when I run this, another block is created. Yes, that's true. Means the number of times you run this line, that many blocks gets created every time. Suppose you put that in loop, so every time you run, that new block gets created. Okay, so let's have a quick review, like what final thing we covered. This is what we covered actually, right? Okay, we talked about object references. Like when we took a closer look on Python variables. So I told you Python variables are reference to object, but the actual data is contained in the object. We already talked about this paragraph. Then we seen that, for example, when you do an assignment like the following in C language, it actually creates a block of memory space so that it can hold the value of that variable. Like for example, when I say int a is equal to 1, we know that thing gets created something like this. Okay, a variable called 1 a gets created, and the value will be assigned to that, right? So value will be assigned to that. So variable a and the value will be 1 assigned. What happens when I say b is equal to a is equal to 2 now? What happens when I say a is equal to 2? I hope everybody following. Santosh, no, there's no concept of heap now because it is static memory allocation. Okay, so there's no heap comes in picture right now. If you allocate memory dynamically, then the heap comes in picture. Okay, Shikawat says it will get updated. Or do you think another object gets created now? Means another block gets created? What do you think, guys? If you change the value of the variable, the box will be updated to the new value. Okay, Aditi thinks that new block will be created. Okay, Nitin thinks no. Ubul also thinks no. No, yes, box will be updated but not created. Very good. Aditi, I hope you agree with all of them that it will not create a new block, simply it will update the block. Yes, true, right? Because it's not declaration again. Okay, it's not declaration again. So no new block gets created, no new block gets created. Simply it will update the value. Simply it will update the value now. Okay, a is equal to 2. The result will be a is equal to 2 now. A is equal to 2. Understood, everyone? What happens in C language? Okay, very good. Let us see things here now. Okay, let's talk about other programming languages now. This is our fifth point. I'll name it in some time, the fifth point. So let us try to write some example and let us see what happens in this. We all know that when I say a is equal to 10, okay, I just taking the same example. We all know that when I say a is equal to 10, what happens in memory? Okay, what happens in memory? So we learned that in memory, two memories gets created. One gets created your heap memory, and other one gets created your stack memory. Two memory comes in picture right now, right? Two memory comes in picture. And here, what happens now? An object gets created, A, with a value called 10, with some address like 2001, and A will be, oh, sorry, I'm talking about C language actually, not Python. So I must write the way C writes. Okay, sorry. So I'll just say int A is equal to 10. Int A is equal to 10 ends with semicolon. Now we all know that in stack actually a block gets created. Okay, in stack a block gets created for 2 or 4 bytes with a variable name called A and with a value called 10. Okay, the variable name called A and the value called 10 and with some address here. Now, this is what happens when I create it. And next line, when I say A is equal to A plus 1, can someone explain what happens now when I say A is equal to A plus 1? Okay. So you think another block gets created and the value will be 11? A value updated by 11. Okay. A new block. Shikawat, still you think that new block gets created or same block? Yeah, very good, guys. No new block. Why it will create a new block? You're not declaring it again. Do you agree? You're not declaring. If you say int b is equal to 10, then the new block gets created. I agree. When you say int b is equal to 10, then I can say that new block gets created with a value called 10. Okay, new block gets created here now with a value called 10. That do we agree? Okay, with a value called 10 and 3001. But when I say a is equal to a plus 1, what happens now? The same block gets updated to 11. The same block, yeah, get updated to 11. Right, this is a basic thing in your C language. Let us try to talk. Yeah, then A is equal to 11. Then again update. We are very good, Satyam. So whenever you add a value to that, it will update. Okay, it will update. Let's try to understand the same thing in Python. Let's try to understand the same thing in Python. So what happens in Python? When I say A is equal to 10, when I say A is equal to 10, then if we declare A is equal to B plus 1, then will a new block gets created? Yes, Rajshekhar. When you declare int B is equal to A plus 1, a new block gets created with a value called 11. With a value called 11. So remember, whenever you declare any variable, it will create a new block. But whenever you try to assign any, it will get updated in the same block. The value of 10 is gone. The will be same. It will be same. Let me explain this with the example now. Let me explain this with example to prove you that it gets created in the same block. It gets created in the same block. So I'm again opening my Dave C++, okay, an IDE for writing the C program. Yeah, guys, please give your mobile number, okay, to sir, so that sir will create a WhatsApp group, and from Monday we'll start implementing, because I told you today will be the last session on theory. So from Monday we will completely switch to practical. Okay, so this will be last session on theory concept. Okay, so let's get into, and you can send sir privately as well. Okay, if you wish, you can send sir privately. Sir will take note down the number and will create the WhatsApp group. Okay, or we'll create a WhatsApp group and we'll share the link on your email addresses. Okay, thank you. So meantime, listen here. So what happens now? When I say A is equal to 10, okay, we know that a block gets created. And when I say int B is equal to 10, another block gets created. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So I'm printing A address and B address. Now I will say A is equal to A plus 1. A is equal to A plus 1 now. Now tell me, what will be the output now? Now tell me, what will be the output of this program? What do you want to justify about this program? What do you think? Okay, first line, A address and B address gets printed. Let me write A is equal to and B is equal to. A is equal to and B is equal to. And here also A is equal to, B is equal to. What do you say about first line number 8, and what do you say about line number 10 now? What do you think? The addresses will be same or different? A address and B address. Okay, Ubul thinks that addresses will be same in the first case. Oh, oh, it means line number 10 A and B address will be same as line number 8. Okay, very good, Aditi. Yeah, that's what, Shikawat. The addresses are different because it's C language, not Python. That's true. 8 and line number 10 will be same address, but my question is about line number 8. My question is like B address and A address. Is it same? Different, right? It is not same. It's C language, so two different blocks gets created. Not only for C language, it is true with C++ and as well as for Java, that whenever you declare the variable, two different blocks gets created. Right? Yeah, very good. Two different blocks gets created. And when I say A is equal to A plus 1, so value gets added and to the same block, and now also it will print the same address as line number 8. So line number 8 and line number 10 output will be same. That's true. The line number 8 and line number 10 output will be same, but A and B address will be different. Okay, now let's run the code and see here whether it will print as we expected. So it's printing me A address which is 6487580 and B address which is 6487576. Okay, and you see the next line also got the same address. Next line also got the same address, because when you try to change the value, okay, the same block value got changed. Same block value got changed. So this proves that line number 8 did not created any new block. Understood, everyone? Let me wait here and see for any questions. Please ask if you have any question regarding this particular code. Yeah, thank you, Satyam. Let me check with all of us. Is all of us understood? Okay, okay, thank you. So let's go back. Okay, let's get back and talk about Python. Okay, what happens in Python? Yeah, I'll just do it, Roshan. Just give me a minute. Okay, so I just revised everything. Now we were talking about this example. I hope you have gone through with the example and it's very clear that you created a variable int a is equal to 10, int b is equal to 10. So we all know that in C language a variable gets created by name a and with a value called 10, and another variable gets created of b with a value called 10. And when we say a is equal to a plus 1, the value will get changed now. Okay, the value will get changed. That's what I proved this diagram with an example here. I proved that diagram with an example. I created A, I created B. So I printed the addresses. It got printed the addresses, but different addresses because these are two different blocks. Even though the value is same, it will create two different blocks in C language, C++, and Java. And when I say a is equal to a plus 1, then what happens? The block value gets changed to 11 and with the same address, but b value will have the same address again. Value and address will be same. Now, let's try to understand what happens in Python. We know that when I say a is equal to 10 in Python, when I say a is equal to 10 in Python, then we all know that it has two different memories now because it dynamically created. So when it comes to dynamic memory allocation, so obviously you will get a heap memory. Okay, you will get a heap memory and you will get a stack memory. You will get a stack memory. So same with C language as well, that you will get two different types of memories, the heap memory and the stack memory. So what happens in the heap memory now? In the heap memory, okay, in the heap memory, a variable or an object gets created with a value called 10 and with some address like 2001, and it is referred by, okay, it is referred by the reference called A. It is referred by a reference called A. So A will be referring to it, and we have a value called 10 with some address like 2001. Agree? Everyone agree that this is what happens in Python when you say A is equal to 10? We did for many times. Okay, we did for many times. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nitesh. Thank you, everyone. Now tell me what will happen when I say B is equal to 10. Tell me what will happen when I say B is equal to 10. Okay, A and B point to same object. Very good, Vamshi. A and B is going to point to same object. Okay, point to only that object. New stack, but will refer same object. Very good, very good. Okay, so what happens in this case is, it will check, do we have an object with a value called 10? Yes, we have an object with a value called 10. We have an object with a value called 10. Okay, and a b things will get created, that we all know. Okay, let's not get into that, we already know about it. So that b will be created and b will be referring to that object. But my question will be like, when I say a is equal to a plus 1, a is equal to a plus 1 now, a is equal to a plus 1, explain me this line. A is equal to a plus 1. Address remains the same and the value of the 10 will update to 11. Okay, Rajshekhar says it will update to 11. Okay, let me see with all of you so that I can conclude that you all understood. Okay, another object value gets updated. See, one question to some of you are saying, new block gets created. Okay, am I creating another variable called a or the same variable or same reference? Yeah, some of you thinks that new object gets created. Will you please explain? Okay, thank you, Aditi. So can you explain that why do you think that another object gets created? Yeah, that's true, Satyam. Value will be 11. That's true. So the same object then point to another value object. Okay. Okay. No, another object created. Okay. That's what Satyam. So that's why you think that new object created. Okay. So you have put your point. Thank you. Let me check with others as well. Cause sir, different references are pointing. No, the same reference, right? A is one reference, Kudal. A is only one reference now. So we already learned that what happens in C language. When I say is equal to A plus 1, the value is getting changed now. Since reference is only A and the value will be 10. Okay, Vamshi also thinks that a new object gets created. Okay, guys, so that's true. As Vamshi and Kodal, Satyam, as they said, that is true, guys. Okay, that is true in Python. So that's the difference you will see here. So let me explain you guys what happens now. So when you say A is equal to 10, right? A is equal to 10, an object gets created with a value called 10. When I say A is equal to A plus 1, so it is nothing but A plus 1 is nothing but 11. A plus nothing but is 11. And 11, when it try to assign A to 11, so remember one thing that the object will not be updated. The object will not be updated. Okay, it will not update the same object. Instead, what it will do is it will create you a new object now. It will create you a new object. As Satyam and Kudal and others, Vamshi and all, said that that is 100% correct, that it will not update the same value as in C language. It will not update the same value as in C language. Okay, it will not update the same object. Okay, with a new value called 11. Instead, it will create me a new object with a value called 11 with some other address. But this time, A is not referring to 10. A is referring to 11. A is referring to 11. So when I print A, it will be 10. When I print A, it will be 11 now. So, but it's not same like C language. It's not same like C language now. So what if I say A is equal to 11 after A is equal to 10? Same thing will happen with it. Same thing will happen when you say A is equal to 11 after A is equal to 10. Instead of adding 1 to it, then A points to 10 object. No, nobody is pointing to object 10 now. Object 10 is eligible for garbage collection now. Object 10 is eligible for garbage collection. So if it updates the same object, then B will have a problem. Yes, yes, that's true. That's what I wanted to talk about. So previous object go to garbage collector. Yes, guys. Okay, and this concept in Python is generally called as, okay, immutability. This concept is called immutability. So immutability means Python integer object is immutable. Immutable means the object never changes. Okay, remember one thing in Python, immutability means, okay, object never changes. So that says Python says that your object will never get changed in Python. Okay, so that is what we call it as immutable objects. Okay, so integer, string, float, they are immutable objects. They are immutable objects. Immutable objects means the value of the object will never get changed. Once the object gets created with a value called 10, it will remain 10 only. It will remain 10 only. Because when I say A is equal to A plus 1, it's trying to create an object called 11. It checks, do we have an object called 11? No, we don't have an object called 11. So that's why it's create a new object called 11 now. It will create new object called 11. Why it will do like this? Why these objects are immutable? Because we've seen this example here. We've seen this example here that when we create an object like this, we've seen this example that somewhere we talked about. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, here we talked about, right? So here, imagine that there are some thousand objects are pointing to NIT. Thousand objects are pointing to NIT from S1 to S999 or S whatever S0 to S999. So thousand objects are pointing to this NI. They are holding because same value, right? So it will create thousand references, but only one object called NIT because all of them has same value. When I say S1 is equal to NIT, okay, S2 is equal to NIT, okay, S3 is equal to NIT, and S999 is equal to NIT. Tell me how many objects gets created now? How many objects get created? Only one object. No, 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 Satyam. Only one object. Okay, it only one object, but thousand references. Yes. Okay, so thousand references. That's what we learned, right? NIT. Only one object gets created and is referred by only. Yeah, no problem, Satyam. Okay, but I got shocked. Okay, as you were correct last time. So S1 is referring to NIT. Okay, and we created only one object now, and S2, S3, S999, all of them are referring to NIT. What will happen when I say S2 is equal to something like, for example, XYZ? What happens when I say S2 is equal to XYZ? The same value gets changed or new object gets created? Very good. A new object. You know why? What happens if the same value gets changed, guys? Remember, imagine, like C language, it changes the same value. It's same object gets changed. Then what happens? Imagine like in C language, when you say A is equal to 10 and say A is equal to 11, then what happen is the same object gets updated to 11 in C language. First it will be 10, it will be 11. Very good. If we get updated in Python, then what happen? Do you agree that all the references will get changed now? Yeah, it will be changed for all 999 variables. That's true 100%, Aditi. Aditi says correct, because if we change XYZ, S2 changes XYZ, then all the references get affected. A reference will change, which is an error. Actually, it will not be an error, but all of them will become XYZ. Now, S1 prints its institute name, it will print XYZ. S2 prints, it will print XYZ. S3 prints, it will print XYZ. S4 prints, it will print XYZ. Right? So that way, what happens now that it will actually affect everyone. So in say your no, I'm talking about Python right now. I'm talking about Python right now. So it will affect everyone. So that's why Python decided that whenever you try to change, it will not change the content. Instead, it will create the new object. This feature is called immutability. Understand what is immutability? Everyone understood what is immutability? So remember in Python, okay, an object will never get changed. An object will never get changed. An object will never get changed. Let me explain you with one more example. Let me explain you one more example what is meant by immutability. For example, I have some object s is equal to hello. I have an object s is equal to hello. Okay, so what happens now? We all know that a string object gets created. A string object gets created with a value called hello when addressed with 2001. With address with 2001, and S will be referring to this now. S will be referring to this. Now what I will say in the next line? In the next line, I will say S, okay, plus world. S plus world. Tell me what happens now. S plus world. S plus world. We know that this is called concatenation, right? So it will become hello world. Very good, Aditi. So it will become hello world with no space. That's true, Kudal. Okay. So do you think that this object will be updated? Do you think that object will be updated? No, right? No, never, never. Object never gets updated in Python. Very good. So what happens now? A new object gets created with hello world. A new object gets created with hello world. Hello world will be created with new object called hello world with some different address. This will be hello only. This will be hello only. Another object gets created called hello world. So remember, hello can never become hello world. So this object will never be changed. A new object will be created since it is immutable, 100% with it. So this is what you need to understand. It's a very important interview question. What is mean by immutable and mutability in Python? So we'll talk about mutability in short, but let us try to understand what is meant by immutable. So every new object has a different address. Every 100% Google. 100% every new object, when you try to update the object, it will create a new object for you. Now my another question is, what will be the output if I print s now? What will be the output if I print s? Okay, very good. Yeah, very good, Satyam Vamshi. Very good. So S is still pointing to hello, guys. Can you see the diagram? That S is still pointing to hello. Hello world got created, but nobody is pointing to it. Hello world got printed, nobody is pointing to it. So it will still print me hello. Understood all? No, 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 Santosh. Right now it will not. So how many objects got created now? Few questions. How many objects got created in these two lines? Two objects. Very good. Two objects, Nitesh. Two objects gets created. And how many references get created? How many references get created? Only one reference. Two objects gets created. Which object is eligible for garbage collector now? Which object is eligible for garbage collector? Second one. Hello world, not hello. Aditi. Hello is still referring. Hello world is eligible. Yes, it's valid only without assignment. Now when I assign this to S, then it affects. Now this S will be referring to hello world. Now, if you assign, okay, then it will be referring to hello world. Remember, okay, SRK. When you assign, then only it will be referring to hello world. Got it, Abhishek? Okay, so when I say S plus world, then what happens? It will be pointing to hello world now. Okay, then first object is eligible for garbage collector, 100%. Yeah, that's true, guys. Hello will be eligible for garbage collector. Okay, I hope you got it. Let me explain this practically now. Let me explain this practically. So I'll go to Python IDLE. I'll go Python IDLE. Let me just show you here itself, in the shell itself. Now you know what happens when I say A is equal to 10. Will you please explain what happens when I say A is equal to 10? As a revision, what happens when I say A is equal to 10? An object gets created, okay, with a value 10, one object, one reference. Agree? One object, one reference. Okay, I'll print the address. How to print the address in Python? How to print the address in Python? ID of A. Very good. Okay, ID of A. It will print some address. Okay, it will print some address now. It will print some address. I say A is equal to A plus 1. A is equal to A plus 1. A is equal to A plus 1. What will happen? Another object gets created. Another object gets created with a value called 11. With a value called 11. Okay. And A is referring to 11 now. A is referring to 11. So two objects gets created, but the same reference A is referring to 11. How can you prove that? When I print the ID of A, do you think that it will print ID as same as above or different? The address will be same as above or different? Very good. Very good. It will be different, right? If it is same, then our theory, whatever we discuss, it disagrees. Because I told you that whenever you create a new object, when you try to update the value, it will not update the same one. It will try to create a new object. Okay, so new object will be created and A is referring to that. So previous object 10 is eligible for garbage collector. So if this address is available for this 10, so A is no more referring to this address. A is referring to new address now. Yes, object 10 will go to garbage collector. That's true. That's another story. But what we are talking about, that immutability. Did you all understood what is meant by immutability now? That object never gets changed. Object never gets changed. Okay, let us prove this with same now. When I say s is equal to hello, even string is immutable. When I say s is equal to hello now, I said s is equal to hello. So I will print the ID of s. No need to use print statement, right? I can directly print the ID of s. So I am printing ID of s now. So s is equal to hello, ID of s will print me the address now. When I say s plus world, s plus world, s plus world now. So what happens when I say s plus world? A new object gets created. A new object gets created called hello world. You see, a new object is getting created called hello world. But our question was, what if I print s now? What if I print s? Hello or hello world? Yeah, a object will be created. It is not reference. Very good, Kudal. So an object gets created but no reference. So it will still print me hello. Understood? So whatever I explain in theory, I have proved practically that it's printing still hello. But no doubt hello world is created, as you can see in the output. Okay, yeah. Okay, so hello world got created, but it is not referring because I have not assigned that address. I have not assigned that address. Same with the integer also. When I say a is equal to 10, an integer object gets created, and when a is equal to a plus 1, another object gets created, and if I don't assign them, then it will not get assigned. So I have to assign them. The problem is I am not assigning here now. But if I assign s is equal to s plus world, s is equal to s plus world, then our s will be hello world. And when I print the id of s now, then you think that id of s will be different. The id of s will be different. Here you can see here 4512, it's 2240, so id will be different now. So this concept is called immutability. Let me discuss the same thing with our PowerPoint slides and talk about what happens. So that's what we talked about C language, that when you say a is equal to 1, a is equal to 1, a block gets created. And when I say a is equal to 2, then what happens? The same block gets updated. Same block gets updated in C, C++, and Java. That is not true with Python. Okay, and if I say b is equal to a now, b is equal to a, what do you think? Same block or a new block in C language? When you see the statement now, you can guess that it's a C language code. Very good, very good. So until we assign a new value, the address remains same. Yes, Aditi, that's true. That's true, right? So new block gets created with both the values now. New block gets created with both the values. Let us see in Python. So other languages have variable, Python has name. I already told you. Python has references. So name is just a label for an object. It's just a label for an object. So Python variable refers to the object. Can you tell me what happens when I say x is equal to 42? A quick revision, guys. A quick revision, whatever we discussed till now, and let us conclude the memory management today. Object gets created with a value 42 and x is referring. Do you agree this diagram? Do you agree this diagram? One reference, one object. 42 object gets created and it says I'm a Python variable or a reference. My name is x. I can point to any arbitrary object. In this case, I'm pointing to integer object. Agree with this slide, everyone? Let's conclude that anybody did not understood so that I can explain here now. Okay, Daljit confirms, Ubul confirms, Aditi, Nitin, Nagaraj, Nitesh, okay, Udit. Okay, I can miss some name, but I hope everybody understood. Roshan, you understood? Yeah, thank you, Roshan. Shikawat, you understood? Okay, thank you, Santosh. Thank you, Kiran. So everybody confirms that this slide is okay. When I say x is equal to 42, an object gets created and x is referring to that object. Perfect. Now tell me what happens when I say y is equal to 42. Thank you, Shikawat. Okay, is equal to 42. How many objects? How many reference? No new object, Satyam. No new object. Okay, same object. Same object. Very good. One object, two references. Very good. Okay, very good. Okay, new reference. That's 100%. New reference gets created, but object will be same. Okay, in C language, two different variables, but in Python, it's same. That's why this point comparison is important, guys. That's why we are comparing here. Try to understand what happens in other languages and what happens in Python, so that you can understand the memory management properly. Okay, so that's what. So we all know that we create an integer object. So one object, two references. One object, two references. My name is Y, and I reference same object as variable X. Okay, thank you, Nitesh, for confirming. And let me check with others as well. This slide is also clear. This slide is also clear now. Okay, thank you everyone. So this one object, 42, both are referring to the same object. Okay, one object, both are referring to the same object now. That's what happens in Python, that if you create another variable with the same data, then it will not create, because in the heap I told you only one object can exist with the same value. One object can exist with the same value. Even you create 100 variables, only one object will be created if the value is same. Agree? Not only two variables. If you create 100 variables or 100 references in Python which has the same value, then only one object gets created. You will have 100 references, but only one object gets created with the same value. Okay, thank you, Nitin. Thank you, Bamshi. Now let us see the next slide. What will happen when I say y is equal to 78 now? No, memory management is different, Ubul, in JavaScript and Ruby. I'm talking about Python memory management now. They are same as in dynamically typed, but memory management will be different in every programming language. Okay, so very good, Nitin. A new object gets created. A new object gets created 78. Okay, okay, very good. A new object gets created 78. What happens to 42 now? Will it be garbage collected? What happens to 42? Will it be garbage collected? No, no. Very good. It will not, because X is still referring to it. Very good. X is still referring to it, guys. So if any reference is there, it will not be garbage collected. Remember. Okay. So new object gets created. That's true. Call for 78, and 42 is still referred by X now. I'm still referring to 42 as an integer object. Why say that? Now I am referring to a new object. Understood, everyone? So whenever you try to change the value, remember a new object gets created, and that reference will be referring to that new object, but it is no of them will be eligible for garbage collection now. None of them will be eligible for garbage collection, because both references are pointing to two different objects now. Two different objects. Okay, so you already confirmed, but let me check with others as well. Is this slide also clear? Okay, fine. Next, so if we create new object like s plus world example, so we don't refer to it, it is eligible for garbage collector. Yes, 100%. Very true from Aditi, that if we create new object s plus world, but if we don't assign, then that object will be eligible for garbage collector. If a value cannot find a reference object, then only it will go to garbage collector. Yes, Udit. Then only it will be eligible for garbage collector if you don't have a reference to it. If you have a reference, then it will not be garbage collected, remember. Okay. Otherwise, if it is data is deleted, what about X then? Right. So that's why if any reference is pointing to that, yeah, that's true, Udit. And same with Aditi. Aditi also said the same thing. So let me put the question for answer for everyone actually. and I hope you agree. This we already discussed. Okay, I hope you all agree with Aditi as well. Udit and Aditi has put her points and his points. So I hope you all agree, right? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So now last question. Last question. What will happen when I say x is equal to text? First of all, tell me x is pointing to 42. Can I write x is equal to text? Is it allowed? Is it allowed first of all? Yes, it's allowed, right? We learned that x can point to any object. It can point to integer object, it can point to string object, but in C language it is not allowed. In C language, if you declare a variable of integer type, it will hold only integer. But in Python, as there is no declaration, so that's why the data type can also be changed, because it will be decided at runtime, it can be changed. Very good. So x is equal to text. Now tell me what will happen. The same object gets updated or new object gets created? Very good. New object gets created. Okay, and x is referring to that new object, and 42 is eligible for garbage collector. Very good, guys. So very good. So what happens now? You can see here, it creates a new object with a value called text, and 42 is eligible for garbage collector. And y is still referring to 78, but x will be referring to text. Understood now how memory management happens in Python? With all these examples, we spent 3 sessions on understanding the memory management, how the memory manages, and we come up with some interview questions actually. Yeah, it's very interesting. That's what I told you. It's theoretical topic, but it's interesting. Generally, theoretical concepts are a little boring, but I hope this concept is makes sense, and it is very important session for interviews. And I told you, it gives you the better understanding of Python actually. I hope when you compare to first 2 3 sessions, you will feel more comfortable with Python now. Right, Udit? Yeah, Udit agrees that now you start feeling yourself a little more comfortable with Python, because you understood how memory take is in Python. And a lot of questions you can answer now, because as we generally come from different programming background, so this is something different. So I need to compare with other languages and make you sure that Python is very much different from other languages in memory management. Okay, let's go and let's have another revision. So yes, Python is trying to avoid memory issues related to C, C++. Very good, Kodal, and it's interesting. Thank you for your comment. Now tell me what happens now. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10, C is equal to 10. Justify this slide. Justify this in one line. Very good. One object, 3 references. Very good. 3 references, one object. All their addresses are same. All their addresses are same. Okay, very good. All their addresses are same. Will it be same in C language? If I say int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 10, will it be same in C language? No. 3 blocks gets created and all of them will have different addresses. Very good. So forget about C language now. Let's stick to Python, that a is equal to 10, b is equal to 10, c is equal to 10. So when I print addresses, ID of A, ID of B, ID of C, same address. Very good. All of them will have same address. This proves that one object is getting created. If the addresses are same, it means only one object is getting created. Not only 3, if you create many objects also, it will create same object. Right? So that's true. Next line. A plus is equal to 1 or A is equal to A plus 1. Justify. A plus is equal to 1. New object, very good. So same was case with A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10. Objects created 2, but B still pointing to 10. Very good. Yeah, it will not be garbage collected. 100% SK. Okay. So whenever there is a reference to that, it will not do that, right? So another object gets created. So now, what do you think if I print ID of A now? Will it be same or different? Yeah, B and C pointing to the same object, A will be pointing to a different object. Okay, if I print ID of B and ID of C will be same, but A will have the same, A will have a different address now. And this concept is called immutability. This is called immutability. This is called immutability. So I hope all of you can answer what is immutability, because the new object got created, Vishwajit. The new object got created. That's why it is different. Okay, that's the difference between C language and the Python, because in C language, if you try to update, the same variable gets updated, but in Python, yeah, object cannot be changed. That's true. In Python, object cannot be changed. This is called immutability actually. Okay, so one thing very clear, you can explain if they ask you what is immutability in Python, you can simply answer, in Python objects cannot be changed. If you try